part of this is sort of taking a look at principles first of all. So rather than thinking how you apply them particularly, try and see that there are two basic approaches. So there's an approach which is trying to analyze how the cloth is constructed as a piece of cloth, which means your reference point is to a piece of cloth as it hangs naturally and trying to copy that. Then you've got the impact of a body and how the body molds the shape of a cloth. So the arm hangs here, so the cloth is going to reveal that with the way in which it falls. So that's one thing. The other thing is how you create a visual flow within the image. So how your eye travels through the painting. So this is two basic approaches. Now, if I... No, let's see if this is going to show my... Let me do a new share. This is supposed to just connect with my pad. Ah, there we are. Okay. So if I go back to these two principles, okay. So I use yellow. First of all, you've got the analysis based on legs, posture, and how garments work. So for that, you've got a hand here and a hand here. So you've got to have the folds of the cloth relate to those hands. You've got a thigh, so the cloth fold has to relate to the shape of the thigh, which is muscular. So it's not flat, it's slightly fuller. You've got a waist, so the fold and the shape of that cloth has to relate to that form underneath it. So that limits, as it were, the freedom of movement, the freedom of artistic expression, the freedom of line. But there's another side of things that we're looking at here, and that is the visual form. So how does my eye move? The basic movement in this is up here. Let me put that on again in a bit bigger. So your basic movement is there. That's the line your eye travels in. So therefore, this line there and the folds around it, this fold here and this fold here are of crucial importance. In fact, the lines that you're looking at is one where the white garment and the blue garment meet there, this fold there, and then this fold here, and this there, and then that there. Can you see that then becomes the, let me see if I can find a nice red. So this is the eye flow. And if you change those angles of those garments, you're going to change the visual flow of your composition. So it just depends on how you begin your approach. So what's quite interesting is seeing how some of you go more constructed. So, you know, the body's giving you these push points, all correct. And that's determining what your hierarchy of lines are. Other of you are looking more at the whole picture and how the composition flows. Again, correct. When you're trying to do garments, why it becomes complex is because you've got to do both at the same time. Okay? And the temptation, because it does get quite complicated, is we get lost in the details and we bury ourselves in doing the fancy folds. We lose the hierarchy of lines. So for example, another thing I'd like to show you here, if you look, can you see, see that line there? Look how dark that line is. Compare it to this line here. If the line is darker and bolder, it's really drawing your eye. It's making a very big impact. So once you've got this hierarchy of construction and of flow, the next question is, well, how do you apply what you see? And that's now your line skill and your shadow skill.